You are not who you say you are when you're in front of other people. You're not who you tell yourself you are in the mirror. You're not who you want to be. You're not who you tell other people who you want to be. You are the little things you do. And you're the things you do every day, especially behind the scenes when no one else is watching. Those are the things that make up your personality and end up shaping you as well as your reality. And when you think about, yourself in this sense, you need to realize or ask yourself, do these choices support my goals? Do these daily inputs, do these daily kind of either mistakes or falling into sin or successes and these small wins, like, are these on direct alignment with my goals? And alignment is something that I preach because I think that is the highest form of being, is just being the most authentic version of yourself. And that's why I make these videos. And if you can't tell, I'm doing a little new style of video where I guess I start off with right, like with the meat and bones right away, and then I'll kind of get into the filler stuff later. But I said this in an earlier video, I'm not trying to motivate, I'm trying to inspire. Motivation is a fleeting feeling, okay? I want to inspire and instill discipline, because that's what this channel is about. Look, I'm going on week 2 of this. And yeah, and on that same topic, I started off the video with who you are based off the little things you do behind the scenes, because week 2 hit me like a truck. It's Monday. I woke up today, shitty lift in the morning. Didn't get all of my outputs done when it comes to little things, because I was tired. I didn't treat myself right on Sunday. And now look where we at. Week 2 is hitting me like a truck, and it's either you go back to what's comfortable or you keep pushing. And because I have this foundation as well as, this outlet of social media keeping me accountable, and just kind of the knowledge of everything I have now, I understand that there's only one path, and that is up, that is stepping up. And yeah, on that same note, another motivator is I want a higher sense of urgency. I feel like a lot of people, especially my age, are not urgent enough when it comes to action on either small ideas or action on things that very much so decide your future. A lot of people avoid simple things, or not simple, but somewhat uncomfortable things, like starting to invest, or like, building something themselves. And this sense of urgency, this, oh, I'll do it someday, one day, blah blah blah. If you don't have deadlines, there's a theory or principle, and that is that the time you give yourself, the time you allot for the work, is the time it'll take. So if you give yourself 6 months to do something, it'll take 6 months. It's the work fills the time you give for it, something like that. And I think with myself, that's been a huge factor in my life. I think I've always looked towards external for urgency, and in reality, I'm in a very comfortable position. I'm very privileged. I'm very blessed to be where I'm at. I don't have those external urgency, like God, I trying to articulate myself, but I don't have those things, those external I can't think of the word, but those external factors that are instilling a sense of urgency. I'm very like comfortable. I'm blessed enough to be in a warm house with food on my table. I have like I'm doing okay for myself, but because of that, you get in situations where there's no external motivation, so you need to find that internal sense of urgency, and it becomes harder, the more comfortable you are. So I'm trying to push myself to become more uncomfortable, whether it's stuff like this, talking to camera, stuttering a whole bunch, not knowing what to say, or it's doing other things. And I think pushing myself to have that sense of urgency is something that I'm really going to focus on this week. And it's not just kind of an overarching thing of like the big goals, but it's also the little things, because with like social media and the amount of distractions, the little things get pushed off too, whether it's homework that I want to get done early, or simple like inputs for my day-to-day life, like reading or journaling or this. And yeah, that's all I got to talk about today. I hope the new style is enjoyable, where I kind of just get right into it rather than not knowing what to say for the first half. But if you're seeing this and you know me, say hi. If you're seeing this, you don't know me, say hi. This channel is supposed to be kind of the embodiment of my high self, my most congruent form with who I want to be. And while in the beginning I said, like, you're not kind of who you say you are, when you talk about yourself in like a high kind of essence, and then you go and do the things behind the scenes. See, this is where it ties together. When you do the things behind the scenes, you become that person. However, I'm not going to go over all of that again, but you can't just like say you're a certain person or type of person and then not put in the work to do that. But yeah, that's everything. Yo.